It is a big day for hockey fans from coast to coast as Rogers Communications and the National Hockey League have agreed to a massive 12-year, $11 billion media rights deal to broadcast the NHL across Canada. Joining us now are NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman and Tony Staffieri, CEO and President of Rogers Communications. Thank you both for being here with us on such an exciting day. And I should also add that Rogers is a parent company of CityNews. I want to start with why you decided to put this deal together, and it all boils down to the fans. So, Tony, if I can start with you, what are fans going to be getting from this experience and this partnership?
Well, partnership has been a terrific, successful partnership with the NHL over the last decade. Over that period of time, we've substantially grown the viewership by over 50% in Canada in terms of NHL games. And so this is really about the next 12 years of bringing the best fan and viewership experience to Canadians. And we're really excited about renewing our partnership.
You talked about the relationship Rogers has with the NHL. Gary, why continue this relationship and enter this historic agreement?
As Tony said, it has been incredibly successful through the first 11 of our 12 years in the original agreement. We are so proud and comfortable with the way Rogers has taken the game to fans, whether it's innovation, the talent that they have, the production qualities, their willingness to invest in the game and take chances, whether it's digitally enhanced dashboards or puck and player tracking. They're willing to innovate, but together we've been focused on making sure the fans have the best possible experience. And with that joint commitment, what better than to build on a partnership we've already had?
You cited fan experience as being significant to this partnership here. Let me ask this question to both of you here. Given your past relationship, how have you seen viewership and coverage and fan experience changing over the past decade?
There's been more of everything. More coverage, more games. There'll be even more games under our partnership as we move forward. But the way stories are being told, it's about the game, it's about people getting insights in the game, the accumulation and distribution of data. It's using all of the myriad of platforms that Rogers has, and at the same time telling the stories about the game, and more importantly now, particularly for young people, about the players and the role of our game in communities across Canada.
I do love the story sharing element in sports because I always think it brings the athlete and the viewers together. Why is it so important to this partnership?
Well, what we're looking at doing is really broadening the fan base and the viewership base, as I said earlier. And so to the extent that there's the emotional attachment to the players, then there's more emotional attachment to the game itself, and it just adds another layer of complexity to the game.
And there were also a lot of questions when it came out to blacked out games. Can you shed some light on any of the changes coming into fruition with this partnership?
Well, Rogers has the rights to a number of our Canadian teams locally. They're going to have the ability to take those local games and bring them national, so you'll be able to see more of your favorite Canadian team, even if you're not in that market. There'll be more games also distributed as, quote, national games. And there'll be an unlimited number of games of U.S. matchups. So this is an opportunity to basically fans to see what they want when they want to. And I think that really is an attempt to serve fully the interest of our fans, no matter who you are or where you are.
And I got to ask you this question because it really is top of mind for so many of us here in media. Our politicians are keeping their eyes on what's happening south of the border. I'm talking, of course, about tariffs. Can you maybe talk a little bit on whether or not, depending on what happens, because there is some uncertainty attached to that, whether or not that's going to have an impact not only on this partnership, but also on the National Hockey League?
Well, I think in the first instance, Rogers is going to do whatever they have to do, not to speak for Tony, to deliver our games in the best possible way to as many fans as possible. As it relates to us, I'm not going to get into a geopolitical debate. We do too much in both countries. both great countries, great friends, great history as allies. I'm hoping this is all a moment in time. The concern for us in the short term is the economy in Canada going to be destabilized, and as a result, the Canadian dollar drop? That will have an impact on our Canadian clubs. Our Canadian clubs pay their players in US dollars, so we're going to be very mindful of watching the fluctuations, hopefully none in the dollar. But most importantly, we hope we get past this, because these are two great countries who have a great history together.
Yeah, I see you nodding in agreement with that as well.
I'm optimistic that the tariff issues will sort themselves out. This is an agreement for 12 years, and so we think about it in terms of the long term. And we're going to be focused on the game and the hockey game here in Canada, and not make it more complex than it needs to be with some of the political issues. And that's our focus.
All right, Gary, Tony, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us on this exciting and historic day. We appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.